you want to see a nice positive story that's a bit of a nice tail end to Waitangi celebrations?
100%. We don't do it
Because
enough.
I feel like I know. We like a bit of wholesome good news. Just sometimes. Just sometimes.
The ground in Waitangi trembles with the stomping feet of hundreds of warriors. A haka for the ages, bringing spectators to a standstill.
Yeah, absolutely. Speechless.
Very moving in the heart, moving in the body, everywhere. Beautiful.
89-year-old Henny Davis has seen the tide here come and go many times.
There was one or two waka when I first saw it, but this is wonderful. I feel all choked up just watching it.
And on the 185th anniversary of the signing of Te Tiriti, she and others reflect on the partnership it forged.
In parts we've come a long way, but in some parts we're still trying to make our way.
I'm from France, but my wife is Marae. My daughter is here with the children, and every year we come to honour the Treaty of Waitangi.
Mai tūpuna, tohu kākahi wharepopa, hokianga. They signed back up at Maungungu, and that's why I'm here, you know, to make sure that we, their descendants, maintain this, hold on to this.
Well, we think it's important for Pākehā to be, celebrating the birth of our nation on Waitangi Day at the place where it all happens.
2025 marks another milestone in the Māori Crown relationship, the 50-year anniversary of the Māori Land March.
When it came through Napier, that was where I'm from. Yeah, they stopped by.
This is a really fascinating comment at the end here.
Queensland College. Yeah, and they said to us if we wanted to join the journey as well.
So she and her school friends did.
Do you think we've come far as a country since that land march?
No. The infighting and whatever, that needs to stop. But this is a new generation now, and hopefully our next generation can, do something about it.
And they are, leading today's hikoi to Waitangi.
Just fighting for our rights as Māoris and all that, and just had to do what's right.
I don't know much, but all I know is that we're fighting for it and we won't give up.
Carrying on the same fight as their forebears.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
That drone shot of the people on the beach with the sand art as well, the designs raked onto the sand was amazing. Like, you can see the designs on the beach there. That's phenomenal. That's so cool. And the older woman saying when she started going, and there were only a couple of waka, and now there's so many. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's real cool.
Very, very cool. I feel like that's a nice way of reflecting on past all the bullshit we've seen this week, and Luxon speaking on behalf of everyone, and Seymour getting way too much fucking ear. But
I think this is I think one of the benefits of having obviously Pat up there as well is, like, I think of so many years when it's been Waitangi Day and the news is always about what the politicians said, and there's very little visibility on the rest of the week. And again, I think it's what you said the other night, or like, maybe it's because we're paying more attention. And I hope that that's echoed in the general populace as well, that it's not just the politician speeches. That's not the only reason. It's not the controversy and friction of that day, but it's also everything around it, like the unity, the expression of Māori identity that comes out of it, that is actually the true story around it. and it's what I see people in the comments going, "Oh, we should all go next year." I I am locked in at this point. Like I am gutted that I couldn't get it to work this year, but next year 100% we will at least double the BHN presence at Waitangi. That is my promise. There will be at least 2 of us, possibly more, possibly.
Possibly.
Because it just looks cool, and again, just to immerse yourself in that vibe and that feeling, to fly the flag of our paler countrymen, I think is important as well. So yeah, no, that's ace.
Scotsman's.
I really like it.
Gotta show off
Scots.
my English and Scottish heritage.
Scots, Irish, scared of the sun, but here anyway.
We'll be in full body suits and our little parasols and be like, "We're here. We're burning, but we're here."
Yeah.
Sadly.
Well, now we know the reason why the treaty was signed in a tent. British delegation, too hot. Too much.
One little super chat from JC and the Pigeon Cats for $2.30 was a late fee with a 15% mandated increase. Love it.
Public holiday surcharge. Sorry, guys, don't make the rules.
No. The rules. Oh, we're flying through things today, aren't we?
How unusual.
Now, I could bring the mood down, or I could bring the mood downer.
Oh, wow. That's quite a choice that you've given us there.
Yeah. I have limited Seymour's airtime, though. Sorry, Nintendo DS is getting slightly less airtime.
Cool.
Just a little,
that's good.
A little bit
If it's
less.
not Seymour related, let's roll with that one.
Okay, we'll do that one first then. The lesser of the two.
I mean, we are limiting his free speech by doing that, but we're using our free speech to do it. So that's all good.
Yep. Luxo Luther, Lex Luther, something like that. Was here in Akaroa, down in Canterbury today. Hiding. He had one protester managed to get through, sadly. Not sadly for him, but only one, sadly. And there was a few. I don't really need to show his speech because I think we can all guess what that was. But at the beginning of this wee article, there was a few comments around the Ngāi Tahu representative, whose name I don't know, but hopefully it's subtitled. Hopefully.
Then getting a front row seat to hear exactly what Ngāi Tahu makes of his government's treaty principles bill.
As a national party that fails to take leadership on matters of fundamental importance to the identity of our nation is not worthy of its own name. If our country continues to divide and fragment, we will lose the trust and stability. We will lose the fundamental good faith that makes economic growth and prosperity possible.
The Prime Minister took it on board.
Look, I thought there was really respectful but very straight-up challenge and provocation, and quite rightly so.
He says the government and Ngāi Tahu are on the same page in many areas, such as economic growth being the way forward.
So we've got massive alignment around our values and I think around the way we want to work going forward.
Yeah, but they told you you can't deliver economic growth if we've got a fractured country, right? That was one of the things they told you.
There was a number of themes that I thought put together and articulated incredibly well, and as I said, I think it was really fair challenge and provocation, but there was also very good alignment.
For many who came to Akaroa's...
Yeah, I feel like he just took the, if we're divided, we can't have economic growth, and just ignored the part where it says if you have a soft jellyfish prime minister who's not going to challenge these right-wingers, then you're not going to have that. Well, actually, no, he said you're not worthy of the name national. He kind of just glossed over that a little bit and just went with, oh yes, we agree with the same thing. We all need to work and work together, get rid of the division, and then economic growth. I think that's all you heard.
I noticed that like it kind of felt like he was going to front foot the fact that a guy got up on the podium and told him shit's out of whack. And I'm going to acknowledge that, I think it was great to bring that up, and it's an exchange of views, rah rah rah, and then ignore the body of what he was told. Like, he acknowledged it, definitely happened. I don't want to discuss any of it. Growth, economy, growth. I think he's also 100% not acknowledging how fine a beard delivered that challenge to him, which 100% increased its efficacy. That beard was a beard of power. It was a beard of righteousness. As I've already said today, game recognizes game. That man's beard is magnificent. Good on Ngāi Tahu for pointing it out. Look at that.
I love the real slick hairdo, and then just this lovely beard that goes with it.
That is a look. That is a strong look. And in contrast with Jellyfish Man, I know what side I'm backing there, But yeah, he just wants to get through this week with as little shit sticking to him as he can get away with. That's the objective.
Yeah. I do love this little I love little old white ladies. Every time they put a little old white lady on screen regarding anything te tiriti hikoi, anything like that, I'm always just warmed in my little heart that there's like old people who are just old white people who you think are going to be a little bit racist, and they're just so progressive, and it makes me so happy to see it.
I got to be honest, yeah. When they cut to it as a white lady, I do tense up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just like,
it's going to be it's going to be one way or the other, quite dramatically.
Yep. And then you're just like, oh, there's hope, guys, there's hope.
Keep the treaty alive. I can't understand quite why, but everything seems to be very anti-Māori that comes out of the government.
Yeah. What do you make of it?
It seems a ridiculous way to run a country if you want to offend, a large part of it.
Up at Waitangi, some were unimpressed.
It's like she gets it.
Put her in charge. Can you imagine her wandering into a caucus room and going, I don't understand this. What are you boys doing? Just sort it out. And just tuts, leaves, solves the issue.
Yeah.
The disappointment of an older lady.
Peter constantly calls me out because I'm like, oh, old people are not progressive at all. And yes, I totally agree. Some white people do. But it's always a bit of like, you're never quite 100% sure what's going to come out of their mouths. Historically speaking.
I will back
in
this
my
up.
Experience.
As someone that works in retail and deals with older people quite often, the most off the chain opinions are sometimes volunteered out of nowhere. So if someone points a camera or a microphone at them sometimes, I just start winding my neck in just in case. But yes, I think that's a valid point. Like, you can't just write off an entire generation and go that they're all like that.
No.
But you get to I think you get to a point in your life when you've gone as a certain amount of revolutions around the sun where you just stop giving a shit what people think, for better or worse.
She was definitely someone who stopped giving a shit what people think and had made up her mind in a progressive direction.
That woman into battle.
Yes, that's what we like to see. It is possible to go through the last, I was going to assume 60, 70 years and come out with that opinion, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to see. It's nice to see.